Alright guys, so in this video we're checking out the HBFPV FF65. This is another 65mm toothpick, and it's got some kind of quirkiness and some kind of weird things and some things that weren't set up properly, so I'll explain all of that here in this video. So if you do buy this, there's going to be some things you're going to need to do to get this to fly properly because I had some issues. Well, there's the drone first of all. Obviously set that to the side, look at the stuff in the box first. So there wasn't much that came in the box. Obviously the drone came with these orange HQ 65mm props, and on my initial flights when I flew this, I had a lot of vibration issues, so I was swapping them around, and eventually I just gave up on these, put them back, and then put the had some blue ones here, and these I know are balanced because I had these on another 65mm toothpick. Those are fine and no vibration issues, so something's wrong with the props that I got. So unusual, but sometimes that happens, you know, and you only get one set, so I didn't get a chance to switch them around with anything else. You get a Velcro battery strap here, which is kind of not very good, so I removed that, and I actually went in through this side hole here and out this side, and wrapping around this way for your pretty much standard front to back battery setup here, but I put this iFlight battery strap in here instead, and I'm as you can see now it's oriented for a side-to-side mount, which I prefer. So it's not big, it's actually pretty easy to get the battery strap in there. It's not that difficult. As you can see, there's holes in the front and the back. Just got to be careful of the USB port there, but it's pretty simple to get that in there, and that's what I would recommend. If you have a small micro battery strap like this, use this instead. And then I put some sticky pad stuff here to hold the battery so that the battery doesn't run into the top of the screw there, so you want to make sure you do that. That's not included. And the last thing here in the box, you get some spare standoffs, Phillips head screwdriver, some tape, I guess that's for the arms and holding the motor wires down. You get a little prop removal tool, and then you get this warranty card or support information. So if you have any information or any issues, you can contact them at this email. That's included in the card. I guess this comes with a 1-year warranty for parts and repair. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and look at the drone itself. It's kind of unusual design here, and you can see they've got like extra holes and stuff on this frame. So you can see we're in the back there and also in the front. So I have a feeling that they originally designed this drone a little bit differently, and they made some changes probably after they've already started manufacturing the frame, and you know, kind of mid process, and I probably changed, I think, either like the canopy or something here. That's probably what's changed from the previous design, which obviously we don't know what that is. And that's why his frame is kind of strange. I personally don't like this frame at all, and I would actually, I'm going to switch all these parts out to a different frame, because in terms of the parts, they're okay. I mean, they're serviceable, they'll fly fine, but this frame is too heavy. This canopy is a suspect. I think it's gonna get obliterated in a crash, and you get that also protecting this little skirt here on the bottom. So it's like a 2-piece canopy. The flight controller in there is a single whoop type flight controller, as you can see, with the USB port coming out of the bottom right there, and it's like that, you know, I think it was 25.5mm. You know, the diagonal diamond shaped flight controller with the motor plugs, of course. And I took a look at it. It's basically the same layout as the GEP-RC or the Beta FPV flight controller, just a different color. I think it's purple. So, and it's 12 amps, bursting at 13 amps, MPU 6000. It's got a 5 volt 2 amp voltage regulator. So it's all the same specs as on the other flight controllers from Beta FPV and GEP-RC. So I think they're coming from the same factory using the same part. But that's underneath this, behind this little, you know, plastic skirt here, is that whoop flight controller. And then they have a little mounting mechanism here for the video transmitter. It's just under the canopy here, and you can't see that there, but it's a 25 to 400 milliwatt video transmitter. And there's a that's like a FreeSky and FHSS compatible switchable receiver. Now mine was supposed to be a D16 receiver, but mine did not come with that set up out of the box. It actually came with the FHSS protocol out of the box, but you can switch that. And it's the AC900 receiver from, it's called Xbox. Larva-X Boss, and this is a, the tri-mode RSSI receiver. So it has 3 modes: FHSS and D16 non-EU and D16 EU. And you can switch between the 3 modes. And I was trying to bind mine in D16 mode on my transmitter, and I could not get it to bind, would not bind, and I realized I was probably in the wrong receiver mode, and you have to switch it. And to do that, you power it up, you press the bind button for 3 seconds, it'll turn yellow, and then the yellow LED will turn on, and then when you release that, it'll go into the next mode. So there's only 3 modes, so you just have to go from one to the next and realize, it'll tell you which one it is. If so this is the first blink after power, indicate the receive mode. So if you power it on and the first blink is green, then you'll be in the D16 on EU mode, which is the one that I wanted. Now the thing is, this is the instructions for that receiver, but this is not included in the box. This was actually something that came with another drone that had the same receiver. That he did come with the instructions. I don't know why they didn't include these instructions. So yeah, if you guys can't find this, let me know in the comments, and I can upload this somewhere, maybe make a PDF or something like that. So I'm not sure how useful this will be, but if you do happen to get this and need the instructions for the receiver, let me know. Okay, so another weird thing, well, not weird thing, but just some little things that are kind of annoying. You have to put a zip tie here to hold the battery strap down, otherwise it's going to rip off the pads if you crash and the battery's ejected. So I did that. So I put a hole here in the canopy, as you can see, and stuck the receiver antenna out here. And I actually had to replace the receiver antenna because originally it was just out of this bottom hole here and hanging out the back, and I was kind of in a hurry, just wanted to go and fly it without securing with the zip tie, which you would normally do. But you can see the props are very close to this area here, and the antenna got totally chopped up. I did move the video transmitter antenna up into this hole here, but then totally forgot about the receiver antenna. So I did have to replace the antenna. You had to desolder it and resolder it. It's not a big deal for me, but if you happen to make that mistake, then you're going to have to do that. But what I would recommend is make sure you take care of your VTX antenna and your receiver antenna, and I would recommend putting a hole in the top of the canopy here, and you can run the antenna out the top here. Over here, it's totally safe. Back here and out this back hole here, it's not. It will get eaten up by the propeller. Okay, so I think I've forgotten a couple of things here. So Runcam Nano2 for the FPV camera. The motors here are 1103 7000 kV, and they're saying that this is a 4S motor. And I did fly this on 3S and 4S, and you'll see that at the end. 3S was totally fine on the stock tune. It seemed, I thought it was pretty good on the stock tune on 3S with this prop and this motor. But when I took the 4S, yeah, I got hot motors, and it was like a lot of D-term oscillation. The tune was not good for 4S on this motor and this setup. It might be better if I tune it and maybe do RPM filter or something like that. So if that's something that interests you, if you want this on 4S, let me know. But I think it totally fine on 3S, and I flew it on a 3S Tattoo 450, and I'll link that battery down below. But 4S was just not it didn't fly very well at all. Last thing I do want to mention is, again, I don't like this frame. It's kind of weird. So you have this single bottom plate here, but then you have these arms that are sandwiched here, and it's going to be hard to see, but you can see this. It's basically a double plate. So you have, I think it's a 2mm or 2mm, so it's like 4mm thick. Way overkill for 65mm toothpick. And so you have basically 2 pieces of arms here, and if you break an arm, no spare parts that I know about, so you're pretty much up a creek. So you might as well just swap everything to a different frame anyway and fly with less weight, because this will fly better with less weight, I think. It's got a heavy canopy, extra plastic here, these metal standoffs. All this stuff is kind of unnecessary. And yeah, I just don't like the frame at all. So I think that I will be swapping this out to a different frame in the near future, because all these are standard parts and they should fly much better on a different frame. Alright, here we go. Last thing, the weight, and we're coming in at a whopping 62.7 grams without the battery. So this is about 20 grams heavier than it should be. Anyway, so here are the flight demos. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Alright, so I'm going to just try this on 3S first, see how it sounds on the stock tune. It's a little loose. a bit windy right now. Still pretty damn fast on 3S only. And you can hear the tune's a little off, even on 3S. Pretty maneuverable still. Plenty of power. Yep. The tune's gonna be weird on 4S, I think. Well, let's see. I'm getting a lot of prop wash right there. There you go. So we're going to see even more prop wash on 4S, I'm pretty sure. A lot of prop wash there. Yeah, it's pretty fast in 3S. It's going to be a lot faster on 4S. But the tunes, it's gonna have a lot more oscillations, I think, on 4S. We'll see here. Can kind of fly around the oscillations or the prop wash if you don't turn too hard. A bit smoother turns. Oh, it's still a lot of oscillations there, and the wind's not helping either. See, we're at 11 volts. Pretty good flight time, almost 3 minutes on a 453S. I'll run the battery down to 10.5. Oof, a lot of prop wash. Whew. You got going to the turns like really smooth. Now, I feel the voltage, as the voltage is coming down a little bit here, it's not overreacting as much. I sense a little bit loss of power. Oh, the wind's getting really bad. You can just see it. If I come in this direction, the wind's kind of bobbling. 10.6, 7. Freaking long flight time, I tell you. Oh, there's a lot of water there. Don't want to crash there. A lot of water over there. As you can tell, it's been raining every day, and I'm just in between storms here. Another storm's coming in probably a few hours. Oh, it's getting really windy. So I'm gonna I'm gonna go ahead and land it now. 10.5, 10.6. 5.5 minutes. So probably roughly 6 minutes if you're taking it easy on 3S. Pretty good flight time, definitely. And let's see how it does in 4S. Alright, so here we go on 4S. I can already hear the oscillations. Whoa! A lot of oscillations there. So I gotta... I gotta keep it really easy on the throttle. So again, I'm just on the stock tune. I haven't changed anything. But I don't feel comfortable flying on this tune, so I'm gonna reduce the PIDs here. Yeah, this is not flyable in my opinion. Yeah, hear that little bounce? That's a overreaction to the D term. All right, so let's see here. D is probably way too high. All right, so I lowered the P's and D's by about 10. Yeah, that's better. Still not great. I think RPM filter would go a long way on this guy. So I'm gonna do that for a future video. Probably gonna replace the frame too. It's kind of overkill for this size. Yeah, every time you do a hard turn, freaks out. It's not a great tune at all. Yeah, the thing that's strange is I could lower the gains even more, but then, you know, when you're just flying without turning hard, it feels really loose. Like it doesn't have like any kind of authority, even on 4S. So yeah, the tune's pretty bad, in my opinion. Honestly, I think this on 3S is totally fine. Seems fast enough for me. If you probably noticed, I'm probably flying even slower now on 4S than 3S. Doesn't seem to be that much of a benefit to going to 4S in my opinion. Let's see, I can try and go a little faster, some more turns. Oof. Time I do a hard turn, freaks out like right there. Woo, look at all that oscillation and that power loop. Ooh, it was going nuts. Yeah, so all right, I think that's enough of a demo. 4S is a no-go. I think maybe if I put RPM filter on here, I'll give it another try in another video. I'd recommend 3S on this guy for now if you're going to be flying it on the stock tune. But I'm definitely going to have to try the RPM filter on 4S for another video. So talk to you guys later.